I found the calendar in the donation box. My calendar. The one I'd kept on my kitchen wall for 7 years. Red circles marked around every holiday: Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Mother's Day. Beneath each circle, in my own handwriting, were 3 names rotating year by year. Sarah's turn, Michael's turn, Jenny's turn. But someone had added new marks, black X's, slashed through every single circled date. And in the margin, in handwriting I didn't recognize at first, a note. Schedule conflict written over and over. Then I saw it. A sticky note, folded and tucked into the binding. Mom's calendar of lies. She thinks we don't talk to each other. She thinks we don't know she tells each of us the others are coming. My hands went numb. I was sitting in my own basement, surrounded by boxes my son Michael was packing for my move to assisted living, a move I'd never agreed to. The calendar fell open till last Christmas. Sarah's turn, I'd written. I remembered that day. Cooked for 12 hours. Set the table for 4. The turkey went cold at 3 p.m. I ate alone at 8. But I'd smiled when Sarah called the next day. Told her what a wonderful time I'd had with Michael and Jenny. Described gifts we'd exchanged that didn't exist. Laughter that never happened. I'd painted her a picture of a holiday that was nothing but me and an empty table because I couldn't bear for her to know she was the only one who forgot. She'd said, "That sounds lovely, Mom. I'm so glad you weren't alone." She'd known I was lying. They all knew, but that wasn't even the worst part. Because underneath that sticky note was another one. And what I read there made me realize I'd been playing checkers while my children were playing chess. Found this in her papers. She's not who she says she is. Check the safety deposit box. S. I sat frozen on that basement floor, my mind racing. The safety deposit box. The one at First National Bank that I'd had since before the kids were born. The one John had never known about. What had they found? 53 years old, and this wasn't supposed to be my life. I'd been a great mother. Sacrificed everything. My career in accounting when Sarah was born. My marriage to John. I'd held it together through his drinking and cheating for 18 years because I didn't want the kids growing up in a broken home. My youth, my body, my dreams, all poured into 3 children who were supposed to be my legacy. Sarah was 32 now, a corporate lawyer in Manhattan. Michael was 29, tech job in San Francisco. Jenny was 26, teaching in Seattle. All successful. All so far away that visiting required planning and plane tickets. After John died 5 years ago, I'd moved into this smaller house. The kids helped. Well, they hired movers and sent checks. Same thing, I'd told myself. That first Christmas alone, nobody came. Sarah had a work emergency. Michael had the flu. Jenny's boyfriend's family had already booked them for skiing. All valid reasons. So I'd started the calendar system. Divided holidays among them fairly. Sent them each a copy. Sarah, Christmas 2019. Michael, Easter 2020. Jenny, Thanksgiving 2020. And they'd started forgetting. But I'd adapted. Protected them from guilt. When Sarah missed her Christmas, I called her the next day and lied. Told her Michael and Jenny had come, that we'd had a wonderful time. I didn't want her to feel bad. Guilt was toxic. I'd done that for 7 years. And now I knew they'd been comparing notes. Laughing at me. Poor Mom, still pretending we care. Upstairs, I heard the front door open. Michael's voice. "Mom? You down there?" But he wasn't alone. 2 other voices. Sarah's sharp tone. Jenny's soft murmur. All 3 of them. Here. Together. For the first time in years. This wasn't about assisted living. This was an intervention. And whatever they'd found in that safety deposit box was about to destroy everything that I climbed those basement stairs like I was walking to my execution. They were in my living room. Sarah on the couch in her designer suit. Michael with his laptop open. Jenny by the window, looking like she might cry. "Sit down, Mom," Sarah said. Not "Hi, Mom," just a command. Michael turned his laptop toward me. A scanned document. A birth certificate. Mine. Except the name said Linda Marie Peterson. Not Linda Marie Cooper, the name I'd used for 35 years. We found it in the safety deposit box, Sarah said, her voice cold. The bank called Michael when you missed payments. He paid the fee and accessed it. My throat closed. There's more. Michael clicked to the next image. A marriage certificate. Linda Marie Peterson to Robert James Peterson. Dated 1987. 2 years before I married John. You were already married, Jenny whispered. You committed bigamy. Michael clicked again. A death certificate. Robert James Peterson. Died 1992. Drowning. You were married to him for 5 years while married to Dad, Sarah said. 2 families. 2 lives. And then he died, and you just forgot to mention it. It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? Jenny's voice cracked. Because we found something else. Michael's finger moved on the trackpad. A birth certificate. Baby boy. David Robert Peterson. Born 1990. Mother. Linda Marie Peterson.
Asson.
I'd had a son. 2 years after Sarah. You had another child. Sarah was shaking now. While you were raising us. Where is he? Where is David? The room tilted. I had to tell them something. Not everything. Never everything, but enough. David died when he was 2 years old. Silence. Robert was violent. I was 19 when we met. By 22, I was trapped, pregnant, no money, no family. He broke my arm when I tried to leave the second time. I stared at my hands. I met your father at a grocery store. John offered me a way out. A new identity. Birth certificates, social security numbers. This was before computers. John married Linda Cooper, not Linda Peterson. And Robert never found me. Until he drowned. Jenny said slowly. He was drunk. Drove off a boat ramp with David in the car. The police said it was an accident. The way I said accident made them all stare. Did you kill him? Sarah whispered. I wasn't there, I said. True. I was in another state with your father. Also true. But not the whole truth. Because I'd called Robert that day. Told him where I was. Knew he'd drink and drive to find me. Knew the route past that lake. Knew he'd have David with him. I'd known everything. And made the call anyway. So you let us grow up thinking you were normal, Michael said. That Dad was your first husband. That we were your only children. David was gone. Talking about him wouldn't bring him back. That's not the point. Jenny was crying. You lied about everything. Your childhood was happy. I gave you everything. A mother who was playing pretend. Sarah stood. We also found therapy records. 1993 to 1998. Sessions where you talked about guilt over your son's death and fear that you caused it. The therapist wrote you showed signs of delusional thinking, that you believed you had psychic influence over the accident. My stomach dropped. You were confessing, Sarah said. So tell us now, did you kill Robert and David? The doorbell rang, and I knew, with absolute certainty, that my past hadn't just been discovered. It had arrived, and the person on the other side of that door was about to prove that the dead don't always stay buried. Michael opened the door. A man in his early 30s stood there. Dark hair, Robert's eyes, David's face, aged up. I'm looking for Linda Peterson, he said. I couldn't breathe. Who are you? Sarah demanded. My name is David Peterson. I'm here to see my mother. David hadn't died in the car. Robert had. David had been pulled from the water by a fisherman, unconscious but alive. Coma for 2 weeks. When he woke up, Robert's family, who'd always hated me, decided I didn't deserve him. They told everyone he'd died, raised him themselves, told him his mother had abandoned him. I found out the truth 6 months ago, David said, sitting in my living room. My aunt got sick. Deathbed confession. She told me everything, including your new name and location. Why didn't you come sooner? I whispered. I was angry. You left me with him. You knew what he was. I thought he'd leave you alone. He beat me too, David said flatly. From the time I was a baby, your leaving didn't save me. It just meant I went through it alone. Sarah stared at me. You knew he was violent, and you left a child with him? I was 23 with no money, no education, no support. Robert had lawyers, family money. If I tried to take David, he would have killed me. You saved yourself and left your son to suffer, Michael said quietly. Then you had us. A do-over. You weren't a do-over. You were my second chance. My chance to be the mother I couldn't be to David. But you couldn't even do that, Jenny said through tears. You couldn't be honest. You had to build this fake, perfect mother persona. I was devoted. I gave you everything. Except the truth, Sarah said. David stood. I didn't come to cause problems. I came to understand why. And now I do. He looked at the nice house, the life built on buried secrets. You didn't want a son who reminded you of what you'd run from. You wanted a clean slate. That's not fair. None of this is fair. But I'm done being angry. I just wanted you to know I survived. Despite everything. Despite you. He paused at the door. I have a daughter. She's 3. Her name is Linda, because I wanted to believe there was something in you worth remembering. Then he left. Sarah's voice was ice. We're still moving you to assisted living. Not because you need it, but because we need you somewhere we can control. Somewhere you can't build another fake life. You can't. We have a mother who committed bigamy, who may have caused a death, who abandoned a child. We have mental health records. 7 years of holiday lies. A box full of secrets.
She leaned in.
Trust me, we have grounds. We'll give you a week to pack, Michael said. They left. 3 children united in betraying me. Just like I'd betrayed David. The karma was almost funny. I'm in the facility now. Room 412. 3 months here. Sarah visits once a month. Michael calls every 2 weeks. Jenny sent a birthday card, but didn't come. David sent me a photo of his daughter. On the back. This is what forgiveness looks like. You should try it. I keep it on my nightstand, next to that calendar with all the red circles and black X's. Here's what I learned. You can run from your past, but you can't outrun who it made you. You can build a new life on top of an old one, but the foundation cracks. You can lie to protect yourself and your children and the lie itself, but eventually, truth has more power than any story. I was so afraid of being judged that I made myself perfect. Someone martyred. Someone flawless who deserved love. And in doing that, I made it impossible for them to love the real me. Because they never knew her. David's daughter is named Linda. He saw past the lies to something true underneath. Something worth remembering. If you've felt this kind of distance from people you love, if you've been performing instead of connecting, maybe this is your sign. Maybe today you stop polishing the lie and start being real. Because I promise, empty holidays hurt so much more when you know you're the one who emptied them. The holidays are coming. My calendar is blank now. No red circles. No names.
No terns.
Just white squares. Empty and waiting. And the worst part? I did it to myself. If this story spoke to your heart, don't let it fade. Subscribe to The Silent Parents, where every emotion finds a home.